Alright, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TEW Local to Global 1987. We're back with some GCW, and let's get straight into GCW Fuel. We're hosting two shows today, 2 episodes of Fuel, and next episode will be Defiance, our next pay-per-view, where the number one contender, Diamond Dallas Page, will probably be getting his World Championship match, but we don't know yet. There's still a lot of stuff to be... a lot of storyline to progress before we get to Defiance, so let's see how that goes. So, just a pre-show match to not spoil the angles, so let's get right into it. Starting us off, we got Jesse Ventura and The Big Show, and Jesse Ventura says that although DDP pinned The Big Show, it was because of Sting and his interference. Therefore, Big Show is now the number one contender. He refuses to acknowledge that DDP won the match, and he just makes Big Show the number one contender to Sting's World Championship. But, excuse me, J.J. Dillon comes out. He's had enough of Jesse Ventura's bullshit and, being an idiot. So, J.J. Dillon comes out, he grabs a microphone, and he says, "Now, Ventura, you do know that a little while ago, GCW, went public, and you managed to buy out 50% of the shares, correct?" And Ventura smiles and says yes, he nods. "Well, here's what you don't know. The other 50% of those shares were bought out by another individual. And that other individual stands in this ring right before you. That's right, Ventura. You and me, we're now part owners of Global Championship Wrestling. I managed to convince the other board members to let me buy out their shares, and therefore... you do not hold 100% of the power. You and I are equals, which means you cannot make The Big Show the number one contender because that honor goes to Diamond Dallas Page." And that's how we end this segment. So Jesse Ventura is no longer sole owner of GCW. It is now split among himself and James J. Dillon, who is no longer a network executive. He just straight up owns 50% of GCW 81. We open the show with a tag team match. The New Age Outlaws get the victory over Gato and Jado. And they make defense number 2 of the GCW World Tag Team Championships. Road Dogg with a 57, Billy Gunn with a 61. Gato and Jado also getting some pretty good ratings here. So I had them on my list. I have a list right here of talent I'm looking to potentially not re-sign or just straight up let go. And Gato and Jado are on the list, but since they've actually been getting decent scores, I'm just going to take them off the list. Because if they're doing this good, they can work fine on the B shows. 67. We are in the ring with Perry Saturn, Hammer, and John Cronus, and Perry Saturn introduces a new member to the flock, Scotty Riggs. And Riggs comes out, and he, you can see it in his eyes, something's off. He's emotionless. He's just walking down to the ring, and this is going to be revealed right here because we're going to turn him heel and debut his new gimmick, which is Brainwashed. That's fine, whatever. Gets an 82, so good segment as we have a new flock member. And we have the LWO cutting a promo. Rey Mysterio comes out, and it's announced that Rey versus Eddie will be happening at Defiance. But for tonight, Rey Mysterio faces off against Aguirre. And Rey gets the victory over Aguirre in 7:44 with a springboard Hurricane Rana. Gets an 80, which is 87 for Rey Mysterio. Good job, Rey. Good work. DDP comes out, and Kimberly Page is by his side, and Big Show comes out, and they will be having a rematch from Resilience and Romance tonight. It's a 67. Steve Austin is backstage with Dustin Rhodes, and he says that he is going for the world's heavyweight champion, Sting. But, Dustin, you're going to be in charge of taking out Diamond Dallas Page. Gets a 95. We're in the ring with the Nation of Domination. Farouk, The Rock, Stevie, D'Lo, and Kama, and DX come out. And Triple H challenges Stevie Ray for the television championship. Even though Stevie's not the champion, he's still defending the title for Booker T. Right here, right now, a TV title on the line, Triple H versus Stevie Ray. And in an 84, Triple H defeats Stevie Ray in 1321 after Booker T made his return and attacked Stevie Ray, costing himself the TV championship, I should say, and Triple H is the new GCW television champion. So Triple H with a 76, Stevie Ray with a 67 gets an 84. And we move on backstage. J.J. Dillon announces that Pillman, just like Mick Foley, has suffered injuries at the hands of The Undertaker and will therefore be out of action for the foreseeable future. Gets a 100. And we have our main event to end the show. DDP defeats the Big Show in 15:31 when he hit the Diamond Cutter. Big Show goes for chokeslam, and as he gets him up in the air, DDP reverses into the Diamond Cutter and gets the 1-2-3. Afterwards, the Big Show and Dustin Rhodes beat down DDP, and Sting runs down to make the save to end our show with an 88. Great card to begin our month of June. Alright, Ric Flair, WWF Ric Flair interests. They're not doing great. So Ric Flair offer, I would love Ric Flair, but I can't have him. He's not going to sign with us. One day. I do plan on having Ric Flair one day. Obviously it's not going to be now, but if I can get him one day, I will. So. Oh, broadcasting deals are in their final months. Alright, so let's set this up. So Brian Pillman, we're going to give time off. So give time off. I'm thinking 4 months for now. So Pillman now has 4 months off. That's fine. Dude Love, Mick Foley. I'm also giving him, I'm going to do 2 months for now. It's probably going to end up being more, but for now it's only going to be 2 months. So now we have, and Raven is the only one that's injured. Not too shabby. And a lot of contracts are coming up. That's fine. I have these to re-sign. And since JJ is now the owner, the part-time owner, I might as well sign him to a written deal. It's going to cost me a lot. But I think with his charisma and just the overall numbers he's pulling, I think it's worth it. Hopefully nobody tries to sign him as well. No, I'm going to keep him on a handshake deal. And worst case, it's an ongoing contract, so it's fine. Nikolai Volkov. Alright, let's worry about this. 27 days. These are the events. And what's the other one? I had 3. This one. TBS for fuel. They're not going to re-sign, so that's fine. We're going to the USA Network, so that's okay. TNC Sports. We're going to extend deal. We're going to go late night. And 30%, 6 months. Wait, what is this one? Oh, terrestrial. Where's the broadcaster? It's in Japan. Okay, might as well. Let's do that. And let's do the cable video store extend deal for events. Should we eat? It's only $18,750 for late evening. I don't know if that would be better. I think I will. Just eat the $18,750. No, I'll play it safe. That's fine. Okay. And TBS, there's nothing I can do. Kimberly Page. I can put Kimberly on DDP once again. They're back together. There you go. And if you guys were curious about the roster, I guess I can go over it real quick. Major stars. Here's our major stars. Brian Pillman, Diamond Dallas Page, Dustin Rhodes, J.J. Dillon, Jesse Ventura, Steve Austin, Sting, and The Undertaker. Let's only go for in-ring push. So any in-ring push. And The Undertaker climbed the ranks real quick. Stars, we got Booker, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Dude Love, Eddie Guerrero, The Big Show, The Rock, Triple H. The usual suspects. And here's the well-known list. Recognizable, here it is. And unimportant, here they are. Alright, so that's it for the first Fuel. Triple H, new TV champion. So let's sim to our next. So let's sim to next week's show, Fuel, right now. Second show of today's episode. Let's get straight into Fuel. Opening up our pre-show, we've got Riggs defeating Kevin Nash, 558 with a powerbomb. New gimmick for Scotty Riggs, as he is now part of the Flock. Alright, so we're opening up the show with Sting and DDP in the ring, and Dustin Rhodes and The Big Show come out, and it's announced that tonight we're going to see a big tag team match. Sting and the number one contender DDP facing off against Dustin Rhodes, and The Big Show gets a 93. Opening up our show, we got Billy Kidman getting a victory over LWO's Hector Garza. It's a 59, not too shabby. Afterwards, Eddie Guerrero comes down and beats down Billy Kidman. Next up, we've got the New Age Outlaws coming out to cut a promo. And the Eliminators come out, and the Southern Outlaws come out. And it's announced that the New Age Outlaws will face the Southern Outlaws tonight, and they'll face the Eliminators next week. So 2 title matches in the spans of 2 weeks. 62. Undertaker and Paul Bearer are backstage, and Undertaker now sets his eyes on someone else now that Mankind / Mick Foley and Brian Pillman are out of the way. Gets an 83. We've got a 3-way tag team match. Dynamic Dudes versus Detective Dudes versus Candido and Jericho, with Candido and Jericho getting the victory. And gets an 80, so not too shabby. Booker T comes out to cut a promo, and Triple H comes out and he agrees to defend the television championship that Booker should never have lost. They'll be facing off at Defiance for the title. Gets a 95. Afterwards, we got the tag team championships on the line. New Age Outlaws retain the titles, defeating the Southern Outlaws in 12:53. It's a 69. The Nation of Domination cut a promo next without Stevie Ray. He's not out here tonight. And Battle Pro Initiative, Chris Benoit, Lance Storm, Teddy Long, and Satoshi Kojima, BPI's newest member, come out. And Benoit wants his Intercontinental Championship back from The Rock. Gets a 71. And in our main event, Sting and DDP get the victory over Dustin Rhodes and The Big Show when DDP pinned The Big Show with a DDP DDT. Gets a 78. And to end the show, Steve Austin comes out and hits Sting and DDP with stunners to get an 85. And I changed the product once again. I am now, I think it's Classic Sports Entertainment, which is quite ironic considering the name of my channel. But listen, I don't hate the concept of sports entertainment. I hate the name, and I hate that you can't call them wrestlers. You got to call everything superstars. That's the thing about FSC, right? Because obviously wrestling is supposed to be entertaining, right? So I got no problem with that. Anyway, it's just to see if I can do Hell in a Cell with this product. If I can, I forgot to try it out, but I'm trying it out every week. If it's not working, if it's telling me it's going to get a negative rating, then I'm changing the product until I find something that works for GCW, because obviously Classic Balance wasn't it. But thank you guys for watching this episode of GCW. Make sure to like if you like this video, subscribe if you want more. We'll see you guys in the next episode, where we'll see the results of Defiance and Fuel, of course. But have a good one. Goodbye.